I'm here with Simon Fedorovsky from Sphere Consulting. He's our bookkeeper and accounting firm for
9 years.
9 years. And also, probably most of our customers are working with this company. I want to create this video to promote his services because the bookkeeping services that we are getting from his company are completely in a different level. So,
Thank you.
first of all, thank you for, saving me from 7 QuickBooks to Zoho Books failed migrations,
Yep.
which are big firms were trying to migrate us. I told you a million times thank you. I'm saying it again.
You're always welcome.
So thank you very much.
We have our video from 5 years ago about
We
that.
have, and I'm saying it, I'm telling it to everybody.
Thank you.
You came relatively inexpensive, and you did a fantastic job that took us to Zoho Books, which that was the idea, to have one system that everything
right.
talks to each other. Now, some of the things that I'm receiving as a business owner are huge for me, and I want your take as a business owner. We never talked about it, and I want to know how you thought about that. As an example, one thing, whenever the government is talking to me, your team is dealing with it. It cost me money, well worth it. I don't want to ever talk to the government. How did you even think about a service like that?
I think a big part of what our industry is lacking is that customer relationship that goes beyond just doing debits, credits. Everybody understands this. You can do accounting and bookkeeping from here all the way to New York.
Yep.
Nice and easy, do the bookkeeping every month, forget about anything else. Why are we doing anything? There's no thought process, no connectivity. So for us as a brand, one of the most important things to do is to be there and to be your backbone. Because I do think that a lot of bookkeeping firms, they face the client and we kind of stand right next to you. I think that's a really big distinction. So that's probably the most important thing.
So that's huge for me as a business owner, that when there is a letter from, all the million governments in the US, that I don't need to analyze it and talk to them, because I really don't know even what to tell them. So thank you for that.
Anytime.
So I think it's a beautiful idea.
I think, by the way, just to touch on that note, the really important thing about why we do this is because everybody that works at our firm is internal. They're all industry based. We don't hire tax people, we don't hire insurance people, not because they're not good at their job, because we need the other specialists that are more in brand, that are connected to the companies that they work with, that are more operational. That's the value. I really wanted to inject that.
Your brand is more like a boutique?
Yes. We always say like boutique. You're right. I don't say this often enough in videos, but we are fairly boutique.
And I feel that you're also like a strategic partner, because when we have also requests that are more than bookkeeping, your team is always there for us.
That's right.
It's a big thing. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, I'm running multiple corporations. Each one of the corporations will have its own invoices, their own expenses. I will have one email that I'm sending all the invoices and all the expenses to one email, and your team is actually going through them and assigning it to the right company.
Correct.
Huge time saver versus finding the right email address of the right accounting system. Huge save. How did you think about that?
When we started the bookkeeping process for clients that are a little bit, let's call it white glove, like yourself, they are catered towards saving you time as a business owner. I think that's really the biggest value add. You don't have the time to sift through your 30 credit cards that you have within the business to say this was part of that company, this was part of that one. You just need to send it one way. So we do it exactly like we do it in-house. One accounting email, and when it becomes more enterprise and when there's a lot more work, we put structure in place for expense reporting, right, for credit cards. But in most cases, you can have one email that's a ticket email that's supposed to just be yours, and it assigns those tickets to your team that is managing your accounting and the bookkeeping. It's just easier for us to take on that workload so that you don't have to worry about it, quite frankly.
And there are all my employees managers, they're sending invoices and expenses to one place, and you guys are managing it.
Yeah, not only is this a good way for us to also have the data for you, for your backup, God forbid something happens down the road, you have issues with your servers, emails, whatever, things get deleted, you forget how to search for things. We always have an extra set of copy internally, and we keep it for that 7 to 10 years that we need to make sure that everything checks out.
So the next point is, I will call it the ease of reporting. So every quarter we meet with the other also principals from the company.
Yep.
And you guys are giving us a breakdown of what are the different companies that we have in Europe, we have in Canada, in the US, and so on. What each one is doing, how it's working, profit and loss, not only for each company, also for divisions in the company. I'm working with accounting firms for years. Never got any service like that. It's usually I meet the bookkeeper once a month, or if I have them in-house, it will be just data entry.
In passing, yeah.
Yes, and the accountant, I will see them probably 1 or 2 times a year. And most of the conversation is very dull. There is no, it's not a CFO kind of a meeting. With your team, I don't want to say virtual CFO because it's like, it's being used so much, but in some point, I do feel it's like we have a CFO that's taking care of us.
I think with your specific scenario where there's multi-entity, we do end up creating a consolidation for you, whether we like it or not, because you need to see your bottom line, right? So we take all of the tools that we have, whether that be Zoho Analytics, Excel files, different tools that we have offline, online, and we start creating those reports and we build them out. And the important thing is to actually look beneath the numbers and not just take everything, round it up at the top and make it all work. So we try to understand what the business needs and what your specific intercompany billing, that's a big one, that needs to be eliminated so that you're not inflating your numbers. That's what we do. We try to bring that forward to you so that you can have the numbers in front of you and really see what the production rate is like.
One thing that I can tell you, it became a joke. But you know what I'm going to say?
No. I'm worried.
Probably you should. So we try to mess up with Simon. Because at some point, now his company is big, he's not directly dealing with us, but at some point he did. I took an invoice from the internet of Viagra pills. Remember?
Like 30,000 units or something?
And I changed the number. It was like 1 Viagra pill, whatever amount, I don't know.
No, there was 30,000 Viagra pills.
Yeah, so I changed it. I photoshopped it and I put 30,000 Viagra pills and crazy amount. He's calling me after 30 minutes because it came to the system, probably he saw it. He's calling me, said, Lior, what's going on? I was sure he's going to tell me about my health. Why do I use so much Viagra or something like that?
Yeah.
And he told me, Lior, this is not a business expense. So this is Simon.
This is the OCD style in me that you just have to appreciate.
You don't care about
Forget about the
I will
health.
get heart attack. It's not a business expense.
Yeah, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I think I almost panicked. I thought you got hacked. I thought you actually had to buy this. I know you don't, but it was just hilarious, that whole situation and how fast. Well, that ticketing system now does, I think,
it's like instant.
So many tickets a day. We have almost every platform, every client has a dedicated address. It's really, really what took us to the next stage. And it was actually your team that helped us set it up from an operations perspective, because it has nothing to do with finance, but it's about taking operationally to the next stage.
And you're also fantastic on operations. You know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we, that was a funny story.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So the next point that I want to run, your bookkeeping process is super precise. The month starts, the bookkeeper is in contact with me for the statements, the backups, and they just don't let me drop the ball. They're always on me, making sure I'm not doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
I think it's intentional for us. Because in the industry, again, if you don't have backup, we just post. If you don't have the receipt, we don't care. It's not our
but
problem.
It's not your problem, yeah.
Right?
So why do you do it?
Again, because going back to that first point, we are next to you. And I think that's a really big key point. Everything that happens to you.
What's the downside if I want to have backups?
Well, look, in case of
backups means receipts. So if I'm saying there was a $10,000 expense to Amazon, there need to be an invoice against it.
If you don't have the receipts, the CRA, the IRS, any federal agency will just kick it back out and just adjust it out. So it's a big problem for you because you lose money. And for us, if you lose money, we lose money. It's a personal thing. Yep. So I think that it's really important for us to do this for you and for our clients. We have a very tight month-end close process. We run it as if we're running it for an internal company. We try to do BD10 close. Some clients we have BD3. And for those of you that don't know this terminology, it's just business day. We try to close by business day 5 to 10. Try to be very strict, try to be on time, because again, we want to take those numbers and start reporting after. But it relies on the other side to really work with us. So, you know, in the olden days, I'm sure you remember this website that we had previously, it used to say, if your cousin's gonna tell us what to do, this is not the right fit.
Yes.
I still stick to that. Yeah. And it's still the truth. You know, everybody in our company really understands this and believes in it. And it's one of our core values is to really be part of you.
The next point, which will be my last point, I do know that you're spending insane amount of money on privacy and security. You don't let your employees access ChatGPT or AI because you're afraid that the data will leak.
Yeah.
The system that you're using are like Zoho that are private and they have privacy in place that they are not selling the information.
That's right.
You have firewalls, proxies, antiviruses to every employee.
Yeah, we're decked out.
You have tons of protection in place. Emails cannot go with customer information and so on. You don't really have a legally, you don't need to do it.
Correct, yeah.
You can do just antivirus will be enough. Why do you take so many steps to protect the data?
It's a very good question, actually, because
maybe I just saved you money. You can just do antivirus.
Yeah, I think just basing off of how I run my own operation, we're very careful. We want this to be a very long-term relationship. We don't want this to be a very quick engagement. I mean, we've been working together for 9 years. A lot of our clients, our retention is very high because of all these values, because we don't want to lose sight of our growth and our expansions and our extra clients. For us, it's better to be safe and do the right thing instead of uploading a document somewhere that exposes our clients, exposes us, exposes our insurance policies, exposes our, we need to work with counsel. It gets very expensive. So for us, it's almost like an insurance policy for ourselves, but in doing so, we're also doing a huge benefit to you because you can rely on us.
It's a big thing.
Yeah. I think finances are so private and so sensitive that you can't just be careless about it, even though a lot of companies now are doing that, whether they're having their team locally, whether they're outsourcing their team.
Everybody uses ChatGPT.
Everybody. For us, I'm very fortunate that we have a phenomenal operations team that really, really takes it to the next level. I take pride in that team and they're wonderful.
They are.
Yeah, so.
You do have a great team. And I do know that also you have internal training like 1 or 2 times a week. They're being trained on new things.
We're always trying to be current, right? And we always want to improve because the improvements are always there. So we do have an open door policy. We have many things that we can fix and improve and get better at. And that's our main goal, is to always tune and get closer and closer to that perfection, which you know me very well at this point for the last years. I always want to do that. And I'm very hard on myself for it, but there's a great benefit to it down the road.
Now, who will be your target audience? So some people are looking right now at this video, they're saying, I also want to have the same experience that Lior is getting. Who will be the right customer for you that you can give them fantastic service?
There's no real bucket of customers that we specifically focus on. I would say anything with 5 employees and up would work. Look, we have companies that are small operations that do extremely well, that want this stuff buttoned up. You know, the small marketing agencies, the small production companies, the Amazon, you know, FBA,
Yep.
those different e-commerce businesses. We also have the massive conglomerates, the big 3, 5, 2,000 employee companies that we just completely take over, or we just need to plug and play to figure certain situations out and problems. So I would say we're more of like a red button company, but also we like to take things and just take ownership. So no matter the size, we can really come in and plug and play, because we do have a crazy variety of experience within the team.
Lots of industries also.
Tons.
Yeah.
So for us, anything from manufacturing, inventory, e-commerce, service type, you name it.
Okay, awesome. And I recommend you to also to check Sphere Consulting. It's SFIR, Sphere Consulting. Only 5 stars reviews, about 100, right? 100
Yeah,
reviews?
we're just around there, and
99.
probably
today.
by the time this comes out,
Yeah.
this will be bigger.
Every minute there is a review.
Yeah.
So
It took us a long time to build
recommend you to check the reviews,
Yeah.
read the reviews. Many of them are also my clients, so I know each one of them are real reviews. Really recommend you to try a completely different type of bookkeeping service.
Thank you for having me, Lior.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.